it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peace that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I get to welcome you to a terrific Tuesday. Really excited for my guest who's in the building. We got Anthony Curtis. Y'all, we're going to be talking about what's popping in Federal Way. Now, y'all know I'm excited about it because first and foremost, I am a homeowner in Federal Way. So I'm so glad that he's here to shed some light on the amazing community work that they've been doing out there in the area. But of course, before I get into it with him, I get to tell y'all, this is the best time right now to share this show with others who you feel could benefit from our daily dose of dopeness. At the top of the show, that's where we love for y'all to do it. But you can remember that you can do it anytime during the show. Y'all really are helping us grow. And I'm so appreciative of it because the love that we've been getting in community is really been growing, y'all. And we have stayed dedicated to having a platform for our everyday heroes, sheroes, theyros to be right here and share their inspiring stories. So thank you so much for helping us grow. And of course, if you can't watch us, you can always listen to us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network in the Day with Trae. You'll find us on your favorite platform. Now, I shared a little bit about the musical yesterday. And before I get into it with Anthony here, I'm gonna say that, you know, when I talk about being in community and the reason why I drive it home so much is because the benefits are exponential. You know, we talk about being able to have programs around things like gun violence prevention. And I want to shout out one of our amazing elders of distinction, Dawn Mason, because she shared something with me that has been resonating in me for a very long time, ever since she said it, which was what we need to do is have brilliance camps. What? Like, this is exactly correct. When you think about young people being engaged in their brilliance, I shared a little bit about how Acts on Stage and Seattle Parks and Rec teaming up to do the Teen Summer Musical every year is a great example of that. But there are so many amazing examples and so many more to be created. If you're somebody who's been a professional in a certain industry for X amount of years and you've gathered X amount of expertise and you know that you have something to offer, this call is for you. You know, oftentimes amazing folks that have done it, blazed the trails, did it in private sector, corporate, nonprofit, wherever you are, if you have some skills that young people could use, if your industry is looking for the next generation of leaders, if you're someone who has access to resources and spaces and time, I'm encouraging you right now to pour into the next generation. Because to be honest, so much of what we experience when we are in community together is the uplifting of brilliance. But it takes pathways to showcase that brilliance. You know, Acts on Stage said, look, we're here for theater, theatrical arts, musicals, you know, when it comes to instruments and singing and dancing and acting, we got that stuff on lock. That is a pathway for those who are looking for that. But maybe young folks are like, I still don't know what I want. And they need to explore multiple pathways. So if you're someone who has an amazing profession, has a great expertise, maybe you're in a niche market that needs more young people to be engaged in that market, I am encouraging you, reach out to me. Go ahead and send me a DM on Instagram at Trae Holiday, or you can also email me at thedaywithtrae@whereweconverge.com, because I'm telling y'all that we need to start busting wide open these pathways for young people to find their gifts, their talent, the things that they are excited about, their passion, and maybe, just maybe, they can transition that passion into a full-time career with your help and guidance. Now, Converge Media has been doing this because we've had our doors open for interns and it has been amazing. You know, huge shout out to our latest intern for the summer. Tavis, you were amazing, right? He just went back off to college, but we got to experience him finding his brilliance in the world of production, just by giving him a chance, just by sharing with him a pathway that we have carved out here at Converge Media. So I'm encouraging y'all, if more of us who have a niche, we know our market, we know what we're doing, we have, proven methods, let's make sure that we are encouraging and gifting that to the next generation, because that is what we can do to begin to not only impress upon young people, but to influence and encourage young folks to find their way. Well, after this short break, we got Anthony Curtis coming up, and he's going to share some information about how he is doing just that in the Federal Way area. Y'all don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
We're electric. I feel like the fans can feel that, and we're just going to keep this going.
He struck him out! Gino, like he never left Seattle!
Keep bringing the energy. We really need it. Let's go.
Got him at home!
Goodbye, baseball, Cal did it!
We show a lot of heart. This team has a lot of fight. You guys have been electric. You guys are the key to this, so thank you guys.
I'm Isaiah Carey, here to shake things up with the stories that hit hard and matter most. Here on The Factor, we cover news with grit and authenticity. We challenge the status quo and get down to real talk and bold discussions. Join us as we amplify the voices that disrupt, inspire, and lead the charge for change. Your story is power, and we're here to unleash it.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored. New episodes weeknights at 9:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
In Seattle, it's more than just coffee. It's community. At the station, we brew more than just your favorite cup. We brew connection. From Beacon Hill to Columbia City, we're a space for artists, activists, and everyone in between. A place to gather, create, and simply be. Whether you need a quiet place to work, a lively spot to meet friends, or just a moment to unwind, find your place at the station. More than coffee, it's home. Visit us in Beacon Hill or Columbia City. The Station, where community happens.
Welcome back, y'all, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now, we got Anthony Curtis in the building, Executive Director and founder of Black Equality Coalition. What's up?
How you doing? How you doing? Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate being here. Just a wonderful day. Thank you. Really
of course.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, this for me is really exciting because you are really plugged in with the Federal Way community, and South King County is doing great stuff, but we need to really showcase it more. So thank you for being here. Now, Black Equality Coalition, tell us a bit about those beginnings. What made you say, I need to start something, and I think this is it. This is what we need to have.
Yeah, well, the start of it was 2020, right? That was, that was an important time, a time of grief and just, just a scary time for Black and brown individuals, right? George Floyd being murdered, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, all of that during a pandemic, right? And so for me, it was, I just couldn't show up to work the same way every day. I'm dealing with my own mental health crisis after seeing this. And the job, I was working at UPS at the time, and the job just wanted to go on regular scheduled programming. And me, I'm not that person. I'm the guy that's gonna speak up. I'm the guy that's gonna let you know how I feel, right? And what's going on in my mind. I'm gonna say something. So fast forward, right? About 3 weeks after the situation happened, I led a silent protest inside of UPS as a supervisor, right? So my job role was to talk to people on the radio. I didn't want to do any of that. Not because I was trying to cause ruckus, but I was trying to get them to hear me, right? A lot of times as Black men and Black people in general, our voices are drowned out. I was thinking about how I felt at that moment and how hundreds of others that was working inside of that building could be feeling as well. So until they heard me, I was quiet. And it took about 3 days. After the third day, the manager in the building came and got me and said, hey, what can we do to help? We're sorry. Sorry you feel this way. What can we do? And it was from that moment. I didn't know that Black Equality Coalition was gonna be born. I didn't have a plan. I wasn't strategic. I was just literally just going about how I felt, right? As a Black man in America, like, bruh, this hurts. And I kept thinking about my brother's face being pressed against the concrete. Kept thinking about my older brother, the coworkers and friends and family. Like, this is devastating. This is heavy on my mental health, right? Like, I just can't come to work and perform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I got to have a space to talk about how I feel. So we just started organizing. After that, the manager said, hey, what can we do? And I just gathered a few Black people in the building, along with some other people from different cultures, and said, let's meet every Thursday. Let's talk about how we can serve Black families in the community, right?
Nice.
What can we do to be a blessing? What do we have, right, within this building to first change the culture here, because it still feels like segregation, right? You got Asians over there, you got Blacks over there. Like, let's cultivate this space first. Let's change the atmosphere here to where we can become one, right? Yeah, we may all be from different cultures, but the commonality we have is we're human. Everybody's going through something, right? So it was at that moment where we just started changing the atmosphere in the building, talking to different people. We started organizing back to school drives, Thanksgiving food drives, connecting with community passageways, and just serving alongside of them, going out and doing community cleanups and connecting with schools and seeing how we can provide school supplies and just utilize what we had in the building and gather people to say, hey, this is the cause. We're helping predominantly Black families, but we'll serve everybody. We're not denying anybody no help. But right now, this is about the Black community. You know what I mean? And, it was, people didn't like that. Some people had something to say, but people jumped on board. It was an opportunity for people to serve and do something bigger than themselves. Yeah. And we got together, and from there, we started as the Black Equality Committee, right? And we would just meet. And all of these names and all these initiatives just came about as we just went forward, and every time we met, we came up with something new.
And then at some point, you take this and form Black Equality Coalition, which is like, now it's community-based. It's outside of that building.
Yes.
And you have been doing some phenomenal work. Tell us a bit about your partnerships, because I know that is key and crucial. I mean, Community Passageway is a name that is well known in Seattle for the work they do, amazing work they do. Tell us about the partnerships now that you've been able to form and the kinds of activities that y'all are continuing to do in community.
Absolutely. So partnerships are very essential, right? It's imperative to the work that we do right now. Without partnerships, let me make this clear, we cannot fulfill our mission or our vision. And not just partnerships, but valuable, right? Mutual, reciprocal partnerships where we understand that we're gonna give, right? So that's how we lead. We lead with what we can give, not what we can get, right? So it's all about looking into your internal networks and seeing what you can provide to help the next individual, organization, institution, whatever it is that you can connect with. How can you help them get to the next level, right? So we lead with that, and that's how we jumped in with. We met Dominique Davis. He was like, look, I do a lot in the community, and people come talking to me all the time about what they want to do. My first interaction with him, and he was just like, and I was like, oh, you don't know me. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, but that gave me fire, that gave me passion, that gave me energy, it gave me inspiration. Like, okay, he's a Black man leading, right? He's doing his thing. And I'm like, okay. So we started with just providing food during Thanksgiving, school supplies, clothing, whatever it was that they needed, we found it, we came up with it. And we just started serving them. They like, how do y'all do this? I'm like, we just organize it. We put the call out, and that's when I gathered a team at UPS, my whole team is made up of like currently and formerly UPS employees.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
They all understood the vision.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so partnerships like that, a lot of different entities in the South King County area, so y'all are partnering.
Yes.
But you're also bringing these resources directly to the people. And, it's beautiful because you just had a block party.
Yes.
And y'all had backpack giveaway. I mean, y'all were doing so much. Tell us a bit about the success of that event.
And so that's another level that we just reached. We've been doing the block party since 2021. We've done it in a total of 4 times, right? And we did 2 in 1 year before. Was crazy, right? So this recent block party, we reached about 700 individuals. We gave over 400 backpacks and school supplies. We gave away over 5,000 pieces of clothing. We had over 25 vendors there with us. We partnered with the Family Life Center, Built to Lead, IDEPI, Progress Pushers. A lot of other dope individuals and organizations came together to help make this block party a huge success. It was a time where we can really see our reach, right? You know how you've been consistent doing things and the numbers grow, and we don't look at the numbers, we just look at, okay, the consistency and like how we can keep serving our community, right? But this time it just threw us off guard. Like we planned for it. I knew in the back of my mind that there was gonna be something different, something was gonna happen, and just didn't know. And I try to move my optimism out the way a lot of times because, but at the same time, it was like, when we seen people coming at 8 o'clock and we didn't start to 11, I'm like, oh, this about to get crazy,
Wow.
So it's the power of forming those partnerships. It's the power of really empowering other individuals and organizations that's doing this work. So IDEPI, Build to Lead, the Family Life Center, and other partners that we have not just community-based organization partners, but we have entrepreneurial partners. We have local business partners. You know what I mean? We have corporation partners, right? And they all play a key role in the success that we had at this previous block party. And it was a great time. I mean, families came out, they got the resources, they had fun. The kids was like reconnecting. I seen kids from different schools in Federal Way. I seen my kids like having a ball. I'm like, oh, that's what really made me feel really heartwarming and good inside. My kids got to connect, and they're like, my dad doing something dope. His team is dope, and I felt like I gave them something that they can carry on. You know what I mean?
100%. I mean, that's one of the things that I believe in terms of parenting. My parenting style is I need my kids with me. They need to see this organizing.
Yeah.
They need to be experiencing it. And my oldest son, I was still finishing school and stuff, so he didn't get to see enough of that. But my youngest son definitely has, just being in community, because now he sees himself as a part of the community. And I think that's so important. And I'm grateful that my oldest son got that in different ways with like his AAU team and the way we poured into him in that way. So he did get it in a different way, but it's important to be showing our kids that example that we want to see. Tell us a bit about how your fatherhood is informing some of the work you're doing to make sure that families have what they need.
Yeah, it's very vital. So all my kids have been with me doing all community events. Like they started off young. They understand the power of serving, right? Because that's what it's about, right? Serving your neighbor, serving your brother and sister, serving your community. So I taught, service and what that looks like to my children at a young age. So once they get out to these events that we're doing, they already know what to do.
Wow.
They're helping. And now, in the beginning, it was so much, let's get up. They used to get up at 6 a.m. with me. They'll get mad if I left them. Like, Dad, where you at? I'm like, I had to go. Y'all was still asleep. You know what I'm saying? So, but they know, like, once we get here, my oldest daughters, they're going to serve. I got 3 daughters and 1 son, and my 2 youngest children, they going to serve. My son, he's all over the place. Like, he's running because that's his community. That's his organization.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been with my dad so we didn't picked up garbage together. We serve people that are battling homelessness together, people that are battling like drug addiction. Like we've served these people together. My son is at 3 years old serving. He's 9 now. You know what I mean? So this is embedded in his DNA. So he know what it's about, being kind, being generous, loving, right? Serving your neighbors, serving your community. So this is value. That's the value that I teach to my children. Like, I don't care what level of success you reach in your endeavors, don't ever forget this level right here. This is the foundation of everything you're going to do in life, serving.
Well, I'm so grateful that you're making such a phenomenal and tremendous impact in the Federal Way area. And now that we're plugged in, it's about to be on. Y'all be ready, because I'm trying to bring some amazingness out there to Federal Way too. It's also great because I think, we need these in all of our communities. We need these nodes of
Yes.
community connection,
Yeah.
of bringing, you know, amazing partners
Yes.
together and making an impact for our communities. And I really appreciate that y'all have had the foresight to be very intentional about your level of service to community. So of course, if folks are trying to tap in with the Black Equality Coalition,
Absolutely, yeah.
you got to let them know how they do
Yeah.
so at this camera right here. Let them know.
Absolutely. Just Black Equality Coalition on all social platforms, IG, we on TikTok, Facebook, theblack.equalitycoalition.org. Hit the website. But if you want to see us really in action, you got to hit that Instagram. We be going crazy on the IG. So check that out. Reach out to us. Ain't no robots. You know what I'm saying? We love community. We love partnerships. Just come with that collaborative spirit, and we're going to make it work.
Oh, Anthony, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here today and
Thank you.
inspiring me, brother. Great work.
No, I appreciate you. I just want to acknowledge my wife, who's been such a valuable help in dealing with all my madness when it comes to the community, right? And shout out my partnerships with the Family Life Center, IDEPI, and Build to Lead. And we're looking to connect with so many more phenomenal orgs in Federal Way. With you as well, we're gonna definitely make this happen. So I appreciate you 1000%. Thank you for Converge, everything that you guys are doing. It's trailblazing, it's inspiring, and I love it.
Wow.
And I support it.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much, man. That means the world to us.
Absolutely.
And we love to be able, we're all around, right? The Puget Sound and
Yeah, that's
beyond,
it.
man. So
Absolutely.
we're so grateful to be able to uplift the work y'all are doing. So anytime you got events, anytime you got announcements, make sure you come on back.
Absolutely.
Right on.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Wow, y'all, already inspiring to the max. I'm gonna wrap it up right after this break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Hello, welcome to Elite Insights with Carlos Imani. We're looking to offer an in-depth look at event production industry through the lens of client experiences and joint successes. The podcast will emphasize guest interviews, focusing on client discussing their fields and reflecting on their collaboration with Elite Collective. Again, you're with Elite Insights. Carlos Imani here. See you guys in a few.
Here on Back to Vesa, it's always been important to me that we uplift stories from across the region and that no matter where you live in the nation, you never have to miss a moment of the show as we continue to highlight the beauty, excellence, and resilience of our communities across the Pacific Northwest. Why? Because representation matters. So no matter where you live, be it the Central District or Centralia, Portland or Pullman, or anywhere across the country, I encourage you to join me on this Back to Vesa journey by downloading the free Fox Local app on your phone or smart TV as we continue to elevate the very best in our communities. Black caregivers, entrepreneurs, and elders, this one's for you. Queen Care is offering complimentary self-care services to those who give so much to their communities. Take a moment to restore, recharge, and be cared for with free wellness treatments at the Spa House by Queen Care. Spots are limited, so don't wait. Go to queencareproducts.com now to sign up or scan the QR code on your screen because you deserve the same care you give to others.
Welcome back, y'all, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Huge shout out to my guest, Anthony Curtis and the Black Equality Coalition for joining me today and inspiring me. Now, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, y'all. 700 families served in the Federal Way area with amazing back to school materials, items, resources, supplies, different tables and vendors there. This is what community looks like. It's on us. We take it into our hands. We lead with a heart of service, and we ensure that young and old are a part of the planning of these kinds of events. Because when we plan with them and with them in mind, we execute brilliance that is so necessary in our communities. And back to school is always an amazing time to show up for community. But this is year round, y'all, 365 days a year. There are opportunities for you to be engaged, for you to be impacted positively. If you find yourself on either side of the spectrum, whether you can give or you need to receive, community is there for you, and that's the brilliance of it. Anthony just gave us an amazing example of it today. I want y'all to be inspired as much as I am because we all have a part to play in building the communities that we want to see. So thank y'all so much for watching. I'll be back with y'all tomorrow. Until then at 11 a.m. Peace. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.